Welcome back, everyone, once again to our yearly roundup of friends and family selections. I'm Jeff.
I'm Ron, and I'm glad that these tend to run shorter because there's not a lot that happens in this movie.
What do you mean? I can get lost in Justin Hartley's eyes for another like at least 2.5 hours, man.
Oh God. His hair, I pointed out to Chris, I think is in his contract that it's always that one hairstyle.
Yeah,
Because
everything
everything
messy look.
everything I've ever seen him in, it's that exact same hair.
I think he even had that in Smallville, which was like 20 years ago. It's just
He has it now as Tracker. He had it in
Tracker.
This Is Us. Yeah.
Did This Is Us like get canceled or something? Because like
It ended.
How did he go on to do? Oh, it ended.
It ended, right, Chris? Yeah, it ended. It finished up.
To me, it was one of those shows that it was so popular they were gonna like milk it for 15 years, and it just never actually ends. Like,
You would think
like isn't Grey's Anatomy still ongoing for that very reason?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Like Mandy Moore's not doing anything, so I'm sure she was happy to stick around. But like, evidently Justin Hartley and Sterling K. Brown or whatever his name is, they're itching to move on, and they're 2/3 of the cast of that show. So
I'm glad Justin Hartley got like another like opportunity to star in more shit because I've always liked him. I think he's even. I mean, in in the scale of Another Time, I think he's actually not horrible in this.
he's definitely not the worst thing about this movie.
Yeah, like he's watchable. And yeah.
This is one of those stepping stone movies. Like, you can't blame anyone in this movie for being in this movie. If you want to work in this business, you have to do the work. So, like, nobody wants to be here, but they all have to be here.
Also, did you notice the weirdness in the spoilers for Another Time, everybody?
Oh,
Did you notice that in the movie, like, part of the plot is like he can only go back in time 5 years, so he will be going back in time to exactly 2008. However, the movie was released in 2018, so was this in development hell for 5 years? Did they film this in 2013? And then it didn't get released until 2018? Because that's what it seemed like based on the years. Because to me, unless I wasn't paying attention and missed it, like, I don't think they ever specifically called out this was set in 2013 or whatever. So I think this was in development hell for several years, and they're just eventually just like, This Is Us is doing well.
It's funny.
This has that guy in it, so we're going to release it because we've had the Justin Hartley movie sitting on a fucking shelf for 5 years.
It's funny that the crux of this movie is Twilight's release day. And that no matter where this movie moves forward, they're like, well, shit, there hasn't been another Twilight since Twilight. Like, what are we going to do,
fitting.
Hunger Games?
It's fitting because the girl that he really wants to marry in the other reality has about as much charisma as Kristen Stewart in the first
That's
Twilight
his wife. That
movie.
was his wife at the time.
Yeah,
Justin Hartley and her were married.
They eventually got divorced because they watched each other on Another Time and realized, oh, we have no charisma.
So this movie came out, what, 2018? So
yeah,
they got married in 2017, so obviously filming. That right?
I don't think so. I think this movie had been completed for several years because of the 2013 thing, dude. I legitimately do. I think they filmed it in 2013. It was sat on a shelf for several years. They weren't going to release it, and they realized they could and get some like viewership off of it just because This Is Us was popular at the time.
I mean, maybe.
I think that's what happened because I tried to research this, but this movie doesn't have a fucking Wikipedia page, which I have never seen before on a movie that was released that has, you know, a couple of decently well-known actors in it.
Yeah. But the timeline in my head was Another Timeline, sorry, in my head was 2017, and then 2018 they're married, and then in 2019 they divorced. So that didn't last. That wasn't his true love after all.
I mean, he went to another reality, man. He went to another reality, got to be the tracker, and then
he had to go get his do-over in another reality.
Yeah, then he's starring on the tracker in this reality,
dude,
and it's fine.
Does this mean that all Justin Hartley projects, or they're all the same guy? They're all interconnected.
He's just shifting realities.
Yes, he just keeps shifting realities.
he just goes to that shed.
Is he quantum
in the middle-
leaping into himself into other realities?
Quantum Hartley.
Quantum Hartley?
I would watch that. He'd be actually a good Quantum Leap guy.
I could see that.
What's the name of the original dude?
Scott Bakula,
Bakula?
right? Yeah.
Scott Bakula? Yeah, I could see Justin Hartley being a like a new. Didn't they make a new Quantum Leap at some point? I remember it being like rebooted, but I don't know if it lasted more than like an episode before it got canceled.
I know they were gonna try, but I don't know how you do that. Like Scott Bakula was an important part of that, but Dean Stockwell. How do you do that without Dean Stockwell?
Oh yeah. Justin Hartley never made it home.
Justin Hartley never made it home. Oh god.
Hold on. I'm looking this up. Quantum Leap. Oh, it was rebooted.
Okay.
In 2022. It lasted for 2 seasons. Then it got canceled.
They got
was
2
playing
seasons out of that show?
Who was playing the main dude?
Please.
Raymond Lee.
Who?
I don't know. Ernie Hudson was in this.
Really?
Huh. Interesting.
Is Ernie Hudson the Dean Stockwell replacement?
What was his name? Like his character's name? Dean Stockwell.
You know how long it's been since I watched?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
He was the computer guy, right? He was the hologram.
Yeah.
That only he could see.
Is it Al?
Yes, it was Al. It was Al, and he had
Ernie Hudson was not called Al. Unless it was like a kind of like imagined version of it. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But yeah, it did happen. It did get canceled because they didn't have Justin Hartley. It would have gone for more seasons if it had Justin Hartley.
Oh man.
That is the funniest thing about this movie. This movie should last approximately 28 minutes.
Yep.
Because as soon as this woman walks outside with her fiance, who looks like he could be like the assistant manager of like a Dick's Sporting Goods, that woman would fucking walk away and marry Justin Hartley in a nanosecond, and we'd be cutting to credits at approximately 28 minutes of screen time.
Or
that is how this would happen.
Or she doesn't. So he just takes off his shirt and flashes his bank account to another woman, and the movie ends again. Because this whole movie is about getting Justin Hartley laid. And I don't think it would be that hard.
No, it's about him going to the reality and kidnapping somebody. And then when that kidnapping is a failed kidnapping, he kidnaps a different lady.
When his friend suggests killing the fiance, I was like, that is the most plausible thing that could happen in this movie. Is kill the fiance and then get the girl.
But for real, the lady not just immediately walking away from her schlubby ass fiance for Justin Hartley is more unrealistic than the fucking shed Arizona time travel machine they come up with over the course of like 2 weekends.
What's funny is it basically works the same way as the time machine at the end of Endgame for Cap.
Oh, also,
like it's just a big platform that he walks up and stands on, and then he disappears.
Pretty much. Did you notice? Okay. The way this movie could have ended in an awesome way is he literally breaks reality for the stupidest reason. Like when he goes outside and it looks apocalyptic because it's just super dark outside. I was like, oh, did he break reality? Because then I'm interested in this movie all of a sudden. But no,
it's
fine.
It's that highway is the highway from Southbound.
Oh, dude.
It's got those fucking monsters roaming around.
And then it just cuts to credits.
Yes.
And then it says Justin Hartley never made it home. Now we're fucking cooking, dude.
Who knew this was going to be a Quantum Leap episode?
Dude, I kind of want to watch Quantum Leap now. Quantum Leap is a fantastic TV show concept.
I liked that show.
It's great.
It was one of those I watched with not just my dad, but my parents, actually. My mom watched it, too.
Yeah, it's a solid fucking show. And it's goddamn Scott Bakula, dude.
And Dean Stockwell.
And Dean Stockwell, dude.
Every episode.
Great.
Loads of Dean Stockwell. You can never have enough Dean Stockwell.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect another time to lead to this, but I might be looking up on Just Watch, like, what streaming service has Quantum Leap, because I want to fucking watch the Quantum Leap now. Like, I'm all about it.
Would that be on Paramount? Let's see.
I don't know.
I have Paramount. Google why.
We jumped right into it, but before we continue with our coverage of another time, we have a couple segments we gotta check out.
We'll continue this conversation another time.
Yeah.
Until then,
to be continued. in another time, which is like 10 minutes from now.
Oh my God. What happened?
But
Just watch is like frozen. Everything else is working. Oh my God, Scott Bakula, how young are you in this show?
well, shit, it was like the early 80s, right? It's like,
Oh fuck. It is streaming for free on the Roku channel, all 5 seasons. Otherwise you can buy it and not rent it, but buy it on all the usual places. Huh. Oh my God, Dean Stockwell, how young are you? Fuck. I might have to watch this. It's been a while. The complete series. How much are you?
You're looking at it on like Apple or whatever.
Yeah.
It can't be crazy expensive.
Most of those old
shows aren't that bad.
I don't know. This is something else. Okay. So we have a few comments, all of them left by the ever enigmatic intern Bobby, executive intern. Sorry, Bobby. All of them on The Big Lebowski, which fucking love that movie. Getting ready to watch it again just for the fuck of it.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowl.
Fuck it, man. Let's go bowling. His first one was I Came Here to Forget. Then I think he live tweets in the comments as he listens to the episode. It always seems like he's replying to us exactly. The second one is True Masterpiece of a Film. I agree.
Agreed.
And then the bone chilling. Yippee, I get to pick a film. What could go wrong?
Yeah, we were talking about that, about how Bobby... I feel like pretty much everyone alternates between trolling us and picking something that's actually good.
Yeah.
And last year, Bobby not only picked Kung Fu Hustle, which is an awesome movie in its own right, but was like our most successful upload by a mile. So he's probably going to end up being the last selection this year because he's going to use every second of his available time finding the worst
movie
fucking pile of shit he can possibly think of and subject it to us, and I can't wait.
62.5 thousand hits on Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
Hit by far, by almost 20,000, our most popular video. For all the wrong reasons, I think.
It's fucking crazy. It was mostly because people in other countries thought it was the actual movie itself, but we'll take that. We'll take that.
I'll take the hit. I don't care.
Yeah, we got the views, man.
It's all engagement. Even when they yell at us for not pirating the movie and putting it up on YouTube, it's engagement. It helps.
Karma ...
I forgot that comment just had the 2 dots. Karma ...
Karma ... Always remember.
Big dick you. Thank you, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, man. Where do you want to start with this movie? You want to talk about...
just real quickly, if you have any questions or comments for Ron and myself, you can drop them in the YouTube comments.
You can save those
uploads.
For another time.
Or you can email us, screenplayrewind@gmail.com. We got another email I saw from somebody that's like...
Watch my documentary?
No, not this time, although I forgot about that. That was really funny and terrifying. But this one was one of those, hey, I can get you like 20 extra followers on Twitter. Would you like to hire me for additional engagement? And then I reply by putting it in the spam folder.
I was waiting for it because I was like, you did not reply.
Wouldn't that be funny? It's like, hey, bro, we have a producer.
Hey, bro, you want some followers? You want to buy some death followers? Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Wouldn't it be funny if like I hired the producer and it was Bobby scamming us via email and he's the ever enigmatic scam artist.
I thought that username was fishy. Oh, man.
He's the ever enigmatic producer at gmail.com. They'll never see it coming.
If that's not taken, I want to get it right now.
Yeah, we got to get that.
Kevin Smith on their most recent episode of Hollywood Babylon, he said he was in a binge of Rocky and Bullwinkle merch. He's been looking up Rocky and Bullwinkle merch and going to people's houses to buy it and pick it up and stuff. And he said that, he'll go on Facebook Marketplace find like a Bullwinkle lamp or something, and he'll buy it, and he'll show up at people's houses to get it. And he said, watching them do the math when they open the door and see him
And
standing
see Kevin
there,
Smith.
and then he said you can just see on their face like, huh, the username did say Kevin Smith, didn't it? Like,
That's awesome.
he's just showing up and buying Rocky and Bullwinkle merch at people's houses.
I'm out of the loop when it comes to Kevin Smith stuff right now. So why is he wanting to buy Rocky and Bullwinkle shit specifically?
So he talked about how the LA fires had a reverse effect on him, where everyone is like, get rid of all this shit. I don't need it. As they realized what they need and what they don't need and how everything's important to them and what's not important to them. He has apparently gone the reverse and been like, shit, man, I love Rocky and Bullwinkle and I don't own anything Rocky and Bullwinkle. And Ralph was like, so you want more shit to burn in a fire? Like, so he's doing the opposite. Ralph auctioned off his Batman stuff. That's going up for auction this summer. He's got hardly any of it left. All the glass cases are gone. And Kevin Smith now has a whole room in his house.
Rocky and Bullwinkle
yes,
collection.
just glass cases everywhere. The two of them switched. He's got Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff, and Ralph got rid of the Batman stuff.
I understand why he did it, but I was sad to hear the Batman collection went away because it was a pretty sick collection. Like, he had everything.
Yeah, he said the last few years he was just like, when he saw it, like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, it just wasn't doing it for him anymore.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like, it's like,
he's a curator of a museum, basically.
it's one of those things too where it's like early on you're jonesing for like the continuation of, finding stuff, but then once you kind of have everything, you're just like, you feel like the wave on your shoulders, I think.
Yeah, he was talking about how like he was single and had money. He was making more money than he'd ever made. And he was a big fan of Batman. So first he started doing the thing that most people do. He bought back his childhood first. And then he started looking at the auctions, and eventually he's buying like screen used props and stuff. But, he became friends with Adam West, like really good, close friends. And Adam West had been at his house several times. And they have, if you buy that Batman 66 Blu-ray collection, one of the special features is Ralph walking Adam West through his library, through his collection.
Oh,
through
that's
his
so
museum.
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he said when Adam West died, it's just kind of, it doesn't mean as much to him anymore. It doesn't have the same. He said had he not been friends with Adam West and Adam West died, he might not feel that way. But after being friends with him and stuff, he's just kind of like, I don't really need or want this anymore. He's got a few screen use things and a few things that Adam had stole from the set that he had given him as gifts and stuff. Because back then they just trashed the sets when they were done with them, or recycled them into a new set for a different show. So Adam West stole some stuff before it could get destroyed, and Ralph has some of that. But
did he ever get any of the parts of the utility belt that were like literally kitchen sponges?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if he had that one or not. If people
that'd be a great item to have, is the sponge Batman utility belt.
If you don't know what Jeff is talking about, Google utility belt Batman 66, and that show was so low budget. The utility belt literally has kitchen sponges glued to it. That is the compartments. It's just,
and they got away with it because when you watched it on your 12-inch wide shitty TV,
black
you can't
and
tell.
white, and white, worse than standard definition resolution. You could get away with that shit. Yeah.
Can't get away with it now though. You go back and watch it, you're just like, is that a fucking sponge?
when they up-resed it and put it out on Blu-ray, people started noticing.
Yeah. It's so funny.
But this isn't about Batman. This is about the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's about the tracker.
I don't know.
I've
never seen the show, so.
So he was the Green Arrow.
Okay.
And then he hopped to a different reality. And then Stephen Amell was our Green Arrow. And then Justin Hartley became the tracker.
Let me ask you something. If Justin Hartley is the Scott Bakula of Quantum Leap, who's Al?
That's apparently his buddy Cal, right? Isn't that his?
That's where the name comes from. He's Cal.
Isn't that where the name is? Cal.
Oh man, I'm Ziggy. I was blanking on the computer name in Quantum Leap. It's Ziggy. So is Ziggy then Chriselle? Like Chris Hill says, he only got 30 minutes left for the next leap.
Man, to answer your earlier question, I don't know where to fucking begin with another time because sitting down to watch this,
they didn't either when they wrote it. So
I'm gonna be honest, parts of this movie are excruciating to get through, but parts of it are just funny that they exist.
Oh my god, dude.
It is hilarious to me how much you can tell the writers were Kevin Smith fans because they mentioned like Chasing Amy a few times and they have the like Clerk style nerd conversation, but they didn't understand that like people like the Death Star contractors conversation in Clerks because it's funny, not just because it's about nerd shit. Their nerd conversation in this movie is so excruciating. It's so bad.
Yeah, and usually Kevin Smith, when he does those conversations, see, we're tying it all back in together. When he does those conversations in his movies, they're usually also a stand-in for either something happening in the movie or something that is happening like in the news in real life at the time that movie was being written, right? Like he doesn't just put these in willy-nilly. They're usually something. In this movie, half the time, I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, this movie sticks in my head about as well as the title does. The only reason I can remember the name of the movie is, I shit you not, since we last got together to record, I've done nothing but make Another Time jokes every day. That is the only way this title has stuck in my head.
It's almost like they accidentally submitted the first rough draft, and they've that's like, this is like the actual working title, because I can't imagine, even with as poorly written as this movie is, like, y'all can't do anything better than Another Time. We'll
name it Another Time, Jeff.
Yeah, they did not, in fact.
If we had just been stuck with the working title for Tremors, Land Sharks was pretty good. But Another Time? Seriously? I mean, we know they can't.
We've come up. You go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, we know they can't write because we watched the movie. So I guess they couldn't name it either. I don't know.
I mean, we already have come up with the better title in this podcast. It's Justin Hartley Never Made It Home. That's a superior title.
Dude, that's exactly what it should have said at the end of the movie. Because he doesn't. Spoilers. He doesn't make it home.
He does not.
He finds a new home in his new reality.
How funny was it, by the way, that like he's in the car, like in the other reality, has completed 90% of the movie, and then other reality Cal brings up the like important questions of like, hey, you gelled with her 5-year future other reality self. What if you don't vibe with her? And he's like,
shut up, idiot.
Shut up, Cal.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut the fuck up, Cal. Bro.
I'm the fucking Green Arrow. You shut your goddamn mouth.
Shut the fuck up, Cal. This is time travel. There are rules. Everything. Here's the thing. Okay, look. When we first started watching this movie, I was like, I'm not going to survive Cal. I am not going to survive Cal. As the movie went on, he's the only person with a lick of goddamn sense in this entire movie.
I actually also liked the moment to where they had like a bromance with him and Justin Hartley, where he was like saying goodbye to him because he is saying goodbye to his best friend. And it's like, I was like, that part was more touching than any of the actual romance in the movie, by the way.
Yes, but also they're saying goodbye for the dumbest fucking reason I've ever seen in a movie. Like, dude, there is only one woman in this reality, and she's not in love with me. And unfortunately, I'm really good looking and rich, so I don't know what to fucking do.
Although he's
I
only
the Science Channel.
I love how he's got the exposition TV. There's so much exposition TV happening at all times. It's great.
Here's the thing. I watched those shows. And nothing that they said in this movie is fact. Like, everything was bullshit.
Are you questioning the scientific reality of Another Time? Because I will not stand for that, man. They know their shit. They talk about Star Trek, okay? They know what they're talking about. They've seen Star Trek.
That was excruciating.
That's what I'm saying. Their Star Wars versus Star Trek conversation made me want to claw my fucking eyes out. It's so bad.
It's apples and oranges for one. One of them is fantasy and one of them is science fiction. Anyway,
It was, but like what we talked about earlier, it's like when Kevin Smith has the Death Star conversation in Clerks, it's through the angle of Randall talking about there being like subcontractors on the Death Star. So when Luke blows them up, he's not only killing the space Nazis, he's killing like actual hardworking people. So there was like a lens to it that was kind of a joke and not just them literally talking about lightsabers and phasers. It's like, y'all think you like Chasing Amy and Clerks and Kevin Smith, but you don't understand what Kevin Smith's like
what he was
writing
going for. Yeah.
You don't get what he was going for or how he was doing it.
We need to have an entire episode just breaking down the Lois Lane getting a suntan and the baby kicking through her stomach. Because that, I feel like you and I could go for a while on that Mallrats conversation.
I my favorite part about that is when I forget his name, but not Brody, the other main dude, is talking.
I think not Brody is his name.
Is talking to when he's talking to Stan Lee later in the movie. Stan Lee, he's like, "Your friend has a crazy obsession with superhero genitalia."
I really hope, by the way, that so the MCU, when they would have Stan Lee show up in movies, they just kind of turned the camera on and told him to do whatever he wanted. So those are usually just him saying or doing whatever pops into his mind, and he'll do like 8 of them, and they just pick what they want. I really hope that's what they did in Mallrats, and he just threw that out there.
Be great.
Oh God. So like when he says stuff like dark matter makes up 20% of the universe, I wanted to claw my eyes out, even though I heard it with my ears.
So they didn't even check like basic Google searches for their factoids.
Dark matter makes up 80% of the universe. We live in the 20% that's not dark matter. They had it completely backwards.
See, if this was made now, I could give them a break because I could say, "Oh, they tried to Google it," and then they listened to the Google AI.
And then they read the AI thing, yeah.
And then the AI recap got it fucking reversed because, of course, it did. But this was made in 2013, back when Google actually worked, so they don't have that as an excuse.
Can we also talk about real quick Justin Hartley's character? His name is Eric. What is it? Lassiter?
Lassiter? Is that supposed to be like a Lazarus callback? Because I was going to bring that up too. It's like, what is that?
It's either Lazarus or lazy. I don't know which one they're saying about him. He doesn't seem lazy, but he kind of is lazy at the same time.
I was thinking that too. The name is so specific.
Yeah,
it is a callback to something, but
I think
it's
all
not
of their names are, to be honest, because Cal, Proctor, Julia Proctor, who Chriselle Stause, Proctor, I don't know. It could be anything from a reference to something I don't get to protractor. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're specific. I just don't know what they're specific about.
Very specific. Also, I feel like, back to the Kevin Smith thing real quick, I feel like that security guard was supposed to be a Kevin Smith moment in the movie.
Like an over-the-top comedian. Like these guys do not understand comedy. It's really funny because you'd think with how many times they reference Chasing Amy, like they reference Chasing Amy characters a lot in this. You can tell they're big Kevin Smith fans, so you can tell they've seen comedies, and this is a bit of a throwback to like a Chasing Amy style movie where like it's a nerdy comedy, but it is a romance at the same time, just like Clerks 2 is. And they don't understand comedy even a little bit. It's tough. Like everything with that security guard is like it has the cadence of a joke, but it's not a joke.
Yeah.
It's just cringy acting.
Exactly. And like Justin Hartley's reaction of like, are you serious right now? It didn't feel like the line he was supposed to say. It felt like they didn't tell him this was going to happen, and he's reacting as Justin Hartley.
Like the energy that the security guard is like supposed to like kind of purvey. I think
it's something very specific. It's been driving me nuts, and I can't think of it.
It almost reminds me of like, you know what? there is no Easter Bunny over there. That's just a guy in a suit, like that type of reaction. But
that's exactly
that's a joke.
it. That's exactly it.
That's a joke, like, and it's acted well. Like,
Dumbass,
it's like,
it's a schooner.
It's like these guys have it in their head that they're like writing out the scene, and because we have like the steps of a joke, that it creates a joke, but it doesn't. There has to be like a through line. There has to be like the merit of a joke in this, and there's just not. And then they double down on it by running into the security guard again.
Yep.
Later on, and then that has the cadence of like a payoff to it, but like the earlier scene isn't even a scene.
Yeah.
It's just random and doesn't make any fucking sense.
So the payoff is from nothing and therefore not a payoff.
Yeah, I understand, like, us talking about this
I don't.
why Cris picked this movie, because it's a troll. And I chef's kiss pick, by the way, to Cris, because man, is this a movie that exists? And that,
it really does.
It exists, and that's
okay.
Yeah.
We've been a little all over the place, and that's a lot my fault. But I want to talk now about the philosophy that these writers don't have. Let me run by you what I think happened in the movie and see if you think I got this correct. Justin Hartley, again, sadly, is a very attractive man who's very rich. It can't
not even like that is underselling it, by the way, too. Justin Hartley is like an Asgardian. Okay, like,
are you Drax? Is he Thor laying on the table? Like this man is an angel.
Like Ron, like,
you're
Ron,
a dude.
You know, the fiance is a dude. Justin Hartley's a man. Okay, that's what we're talking here. So like the fact that he's like, he too, he's talking to Cal too about how like this lady is the one. This lady's the only person who's like ever made me like feel anything. She gives me like purpose, and it's like, you don't even seem like you really try to date.
Yeah.
So you seem like you barely tried.
You were a dick to her, then you had one conversation, and then that was it. You're smitten. And then we're going to talk about that because he has a conversation with a second lady and he gets smitten with her as well. Which it tries to pose as a love triangle or something. It's not.
It's like a confused love octagon.
She
like,
she is literally the backup, and that's it.
She's the consolation prize in the alternate reality, and it's really bleak when you think about it.
Yes. So the pirate angel can't get laid by the girl that he wants, right? So he then hears on TV the concept of time travel for the first time in his life. He never knew time travel existed before he turned on the TV that morning. So instead of being a well-adjusted human being and looking around the world and realizing there's more than one woman in it, actually 51% of the population of the planet is women.
51% of the population is dark matter. We've been over this.
He seeks out. We have a solid third of the movie tracking down this Dr. Joseph Goyer, which for the life of me, I just kept hearing goiter every time.
Goiter.
And when he finds him, he then makes him out to be the asshole when he discovers why the pirate angel wants to go back in time. And then goes back in time, steals the fiance's move, thus fucking him over.
Word for word.
No, think about this from her perspective, okay? She's sitting there minding her own goddamn business. A pirate angel walks up and says he has 2 tickets to Twilight, but his little sister, which based on his age must be her age, then can't come, and he has these tickets. Then it cops to not having tickets, and then cops to just trying to get laid, and then leaves. And then the thing happens where the guy walks up who actually does have tickets to Twilight. And we're supposed to believe that that went off the way it was supposed to. Imagine being her. And a second asshole walks up with the same line.
Well, that's the thing, though. Since they're in the other reality, I think she's insinuating that, like, that line worked on her in the other reality.
But he has a different line?
The fiance has a different line in this reality, but since they're kind of, like, meant to be together, it still works because they're meant to be together. Because, like, she says to him, like...
It would never work.
That line would never work, I mean, a million years, at least in this reality. So I think whatever
Which
fucking...
is a weird, oddly specific thing to tack on to the end of that.
Yeah, but there's essentially, like, they're writing this movie, and it's like, this isn't Nom, this is, you know, Justin Hartley's second reality. There are rules, and the other rules are that, like, this line, this very specific pickup line about the Twilight tickets...
Okay, so...
He's not gonna work.
He's done this emotional damage to the relationship. He gets back in the car with Cal. He goes off. He threatens a security guard. Does not get tackled or arrested. Hands a piece of paper to a doctor, thus changing his life in this reality forever. And then, at some point in between there, the damage he does to Cal is almost unspeakable. Because it's not... He plays it off like... Oh, Cal is in the closet, so I'll just tell him I know, and then leaves. And Cal's response is, I'm not gay, am I? Like, that whole self-discovery thing that he should be going on to find out who he is has just been robbed from him. Like, he's never going to have that now. Like, he just fucked up Cal.
Wait, is he actually...
So okay,
gay in the other reality? Because I thought it was a joke. I don't think he's. I mean, granted, we're talking about but like reality prime. I don't think he's gay,
dude,
unless they mentioned it.
Okay, so it's not just me. So what happens is they never mention it until then. Outside of the line he has when they go to hug, saying goodbye or whatever, before they say goodbye, I'd give you a hug if I knew it wouldn't give you a hard on. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say to a person.
Oh, well, to me, that was just their weird bro-y relationship. Like,
no,
they have
because he knows something about Cal that they decided to not tell us.
I think you are adding a lot more subtext to this that would have been good for the writers to do, and I don't think they did it. I think they just wrote bro-y dialogue.
So, in your interpretation, Justin Hartley believes his friend is gay when he's not.
No, I think he's just fucking with him because he knows if you like.
I don't think he's fucking with him.
Justin Hartley knows what will... So, okay.
I think there's something edited out at the beginning of the movie.
I don't think they had any additional writing to edit out. I think I think you're giving them a lot more credit than they deserve.
This movie was filmed in one take.
You are, Ron, you are applying... and by the way, I'm not like saying what you're... everything you're applying to this movie would have made it better because you're actually creating a thing called subtext, which does not exist in this movie. Other than Justin Hartley's a fucking serial kidnapper. That's the subtext of the movie.
There is subtext. They just take the time to say it out loud, which is not how subtext works.
They understand exposition. The fucking TV sure as shit make sure we all know what dark matter is.
But they don't even know.
So my interpretation of it, because of the way that I view these writers, Justin Hartley knows now that his friend believes him that he's from a different reality. I'm curious what happens if Justin Hartley Prime meets second universe Justin Hartley. Do we have like a doctor situation where the universe is going to collapse in on itself? Okay. I don't know.
So follow me down this thread now, because you just went the place I was going to go next. There should be two Justin Hartleys here. One of them,
because they apply they apply, like, not just imply but directly say Justin Hartley Prime is no longer in original reality at all.
Yes.
He is now in this reality, so there are two Justin Hartleys.
Yes.
That both will not make it home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so follow me with this one. Pirate Angel Prime. Just
that's just such a better name for this movie. Can we go back in time? In someone's shed in Arizona. We can,
but it's a one-way trip.
Make that the name of the movie.
But the DeLorean's outside and gassed up, or whatever Cal said. Which was a good line, by the way. But that was around the time I started liking Cal. He was the only likable person in this whole movie.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
I would hang out with Cal, I think.
Cal's the best character in the movie. Also, Cal is a fucking great friend.
Yeah.
He goes to pick up Pirate Angel Prime after a 5.5 hour fucking car ride to Arizona. Ron, if you called me out of the blue, like, hey, come to Arizona, pick me up, I'm like, you get a fucking plane ticket, dude. I'm not driving to Arizona. So Cal,
Okay, let me write this down real fast.
Much better friend than me.
Don't call Jeff. Period. Underline.
Don't call Jeff after you've switched realities to kidnap some lady.
So he has just sat down next to this lady and was very cringy. Lucky he didn't get the cops called on him. And now 5 years later, she's going to run into the other Pirate Angel at work and be like, it's fucking the thing, you. And he's like, what do you mean it's me? And she's like, you're the fucking Pirate Angel.
See, that's the thing. We don't know because they don't ever take the time to establish like what rules are in place in reality versus reality. We don't know if things are going to take the same trajectory with the people. You know, like I don't know 100%.
I need Don Cheadle and Paul Rudd and fucking what's his name to explain the rules of this movie to me. And fucking Professor Hulk. They
don't establish any of the rules because they're just making it up as they go along. And for him to fucking voluntarily almost become like the other dude talks about it, like you can like potentially just land in the fucking vacuum of space.
Can we also talk about how? Okay, now first off, yes, that is fucking cool. That out of all the time travel stuff I've read, heard, watched, anything played, I have never thought about the fact the Earth is rotating. It's revolving around the sun. The sun is revolving around the center of the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way galaxy is constantly moving through space. I have never stopped to think about if you go back in time. So time and space are interwoven together. That's why it's called space-time. If you move forward in space, you are moving forward in time. If you move forward in time, you're moving forward in space. If you move backwards in space, you move forward in time. There is no backwards time travel. But if there were, you would still be crossing space. So I have never stopped to think about the fact that if you built a time machine and used it, you would have to know exactly where the Earth was.
Or you'd land in space because
you land in the
Earth
vacuum of
there.
space because the Earth is not there.
Super. I don't understand. Like that is an amazing sci-fi implication that we like you said cool. Hasn't really been tackled before. How can they come up with that and don't know the cadence of a joke?
How do they come up with that and not know that dark matter is the 80%, not the 20%?
How can they come up with that and not have this super smart scientist come up with the equation issue they're having and not the accountant?
The accountant that watches TV.
Why does Justin Hartley?
He does it in a night. This guy's been doing it his whole life, and he does it in a night.
Justin Hartley watches a shit ton of Ancient Aliens on the History Channel, and he can fucking figure out the Tony Stark space-time travel equation problem thing. I'm like, what? Hello? Just have the smart guy do it. Why are we having Justin Hartley do it just because he's the main character?
But you see, Justin Hartley is prettier than this guy. And therefore...
he's an Asgardian. He should know a thing about space-time.
Exactly. Einstein-Rosen bridges, bro.
So he's got to call up his boy fucking Idris Elba. and then he can land in the correct space-time continuum teleporter position to go kidnap this lady. It's fucking foolproof, dude.
Oh my god. And then
this is probably, by the way, the most on point we've been about a movie in the history of this podcast.
So
usually it takes us like 50 minutes to even start talking about the movie. We have been on point, so like bravo, Chris.
From the beginning.
We are dissecting this movie's plot a lot more than the writers did when they constructed this fucking movie.
So also my next bullet point.
You have bullet points? I didn't take notes.
They're mental. Just like the people that wrote this movie. How about the fact that this movie is 90 minutes And the last 10 or 15 minutes is when we finally time travel. I was fucking exhausted with this movie.
Dude, okay. The first third of the movie is okay because there's a lot of Cal time. And at the very first scene, you're just like, I want to fucking strangle Cal, but then Cal becomes the best character. When Cal is no longer on screen, this movie makes me want to claw my eyes out. Like when you realize in hindsight that Cal made this movie watchable, that is such a damning statement of this script, dude.
Here's the thing, too. It's kind of a testament to that actor, right?
Yeah, he's a solid fucking bro, dude.
Also, by the way, his IMDb photo, Cal's fucking ripped, man.
Dude, Cal is more ripped than Justin Hartley is.
Cal is way more ripped than Justin Hartley.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. He wasn't at the time that movie was made, it looks like, so I don't know what role he got. Chris is coming over to look at Cal. I am going to look at Cal, too. Yeah, I don't know what role he got, but my God, is it Heroes? Maybe no, it's 2006. That was before this.
Yeah, I don't think he was huge yet in Heroes. I think it was later on.
Yeah, I don't know.
He had like that same transition to being a fucking super god that like Kumail Nanjiani did, where he like woke up one day and he entered a different reality where he's just like fucking ripped.
Where Kumail Nanjiani or whatever was like, or just woke up one day and was like, you know, I'm funny and charismatic and likable, but what if I was hot too? I fucking hate these people, dude. I fucking hate them all.
Have you seen his like workout regimen and diet?
No.
By the way, like it's super chill. He just consistently eats right and then like does the right warm-ups for his workouts and just became a fucking super god.
Nope.
He doesn't even do the like
you'll ask me to eat right.
Right. But like The Rock, you know, spends like how many hours a day in the gym? Like 6-7 hours in the fucking gym.
Yeah.
But like
it's literally his job though.
But you can get fucking ripped with just very, very like controlled exercises. Like they did the same thing with Chris Evans. Like Chris Evans had a very, very brief gym routine to become fucking Captain America, to the point to where I watched one YouTube video at some point where they were doing the Chris Evans Captain America routine. They're just like, wait, he looked like that because of this? Because this is nothing, you know? Because Chris Evans hates going to the gym, so that they created this like laser fucking targeted workout regimen to like make Chris Evans look like that in as little time as possible. So like you can get fucking ripped just by being consistent at eating right, but I'm never gonna fucking do that shit. So. But it's just really funny that like, dude, the middle part of this movie when it's just the scientist guy and Justin Hartley is excruciating. When they're just sitting around talking about nonsense, it is painful to watch. Like they have no on-screen charisma, and when they have that godforsaken fucking Star Wars Star Trek conversation, I wanted to die.
So you want to know where I thought this was all going? I way overestimated these writers, because in my mind Dr. Goyer was going to be Justin Hartley, who's already time traveled once, trying to go home.
Oh yeah, you brought calculus to a fucking like division problem. Like there's no chance these guys were ever going to approach.
I brought piss to a shit fight is what I did.
There was no chance in hell these guys were ever going to do anything even remotely interesting like that.
You want to know why I thought they might do something interesting with it? Something that interesting with it? That is a trope that's been done 1,000,000 times, and so is everything else they talked about in this movie. So I thought I was outsmarting the writers by seeing where they were going with it, and then it turns out, no, I was just smarter than the writers.
Yeah, they're like, joke's on you. We didn't know where we were going with it, man.
Joke's on you. This movie's aimless. So poor Allie in this movie. Yeah, I feel like Justin Hartley's a predator at the end of the movie. He talks to a second woman for the first time in his life, and also falls in love with her. And it's supposed to be poised as a option A or option B, and really it was just option A was scratched out, so option B was the only option. So hey, let's go to Alaska. And nothing that this fucking milquetoast pirate angel says is original. Like, he uses the dude's own line. He uses the Alaska Northern Lights line on the girl that used the Alaska Northern Lights line.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. He does like the Groundhog Day of like using the ammunition of shit that he shouldn't know in advance.
He's a predator.
Yeah.
He's a fucking sex pest.
He also apparently wasn't paying attention.
He's John Turturro from The Big Lebowski.
Nobody fucks with it, Jesus.
You said it, man.
I fuck you up.
I shove it up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes. Click.
It was really funny too, because like Justin Hartley, when it comes to listening to exposition on a TV, immaculate, 10 out of 10, no notes.
Right.
When it comes to listening to the doctor or the scientist guy literally explaining what's about to happen with the kaleidoscope conversation, misses it entirely.
Fucking kaleidoscope. And he even has a line where he says he doesn't know if it's a kaleidoscope or another thing. If it's this important to your life, how do you not know which one it was? How do you not know what the thing is, especially if you still have it?
Yeah, he still fucking has it.
And he doesn't know what it is.
In the other room, bro.
And that conversation made me think this is a guy that has been going back in time and trying to stop himself from marrying this woman so he could marry this woman.
Ron, you poor soul. You applied so much mental gymnastics to make this movie better that those guys were never in a million years going to do, because they didn't know how to make this movie better.
I was just really on the writer's side with their mission to get Justin Hartley laid.
Yeah, we really got to bend over backwards to get Justin Hartley laid.
Bend over backwards? We're bending space-time
we gotta
to get Justin Hartley laid.
We got to bend space-time to get Justin Hartley laid, who definitely, like, dude, the only people who aren't swiping right on Justin Hartley are the people that think it's a fucking bot account because of how attractive Justin Hartley is. The guy can date any fucking person he wants in the universe, in any reality, and he has to go to a different reality to date this woman he thinks is the only woman for him. And based off of 15 seconds of conversation for this woman that he changed realities for, that he created time travel for, he's like, I'm gonna go hang out with the convenience store lady that I talked to for even less time than the other girl. What the fuck is this movie? Bro, when I heard that goddamn kaleidoscope conversation and I figured out that they were gonna end up having him go for the other woman, I was like, no, please, no. Please don't have him go to the other reality just to date. But okay, here's the thing too that makes this movie really fucking bleak. Allie in Universe Prime is still depressed as fuck. Cal no longer has a best friend. And like that's really sad that like he lost his best friend, and Allie will forever be fucking miserable. Like, Allie is so fucking miserable where she's at.
He could have had her in his time, and this time wouldn't have existed.
All you have to do to make this movie work better
is take out the time travel.
Well, here's the thing.
This movie didn't need time travel to be what it is.
It didn't, but you can also Monday morning quarterback this. All you have to do is you have to give him a way back. If he goes over there, if he goes over there,
Cal with a Ziggy to show up.
All he has to do is he goes over there and he has the Twilight ticket conversation, and he realizes this woman's kind of an asshole.
He realizes it was Hunger Games.
He realizes he didn't get tickets to Hunger Games, so she doesn't want to marry him now. No, but like, if he has a way to go back, this is what the movie can end as. He goes to the other reality. He realizes he wasn't actually meant for this lady. He just thought he was. He has a way back, and then he can go back to his current reality and then start dating Allie in Universe Prime.
However,
who he's actually had a fucking conversation with that isn't like him taking her goddamn Northern Lights line and then using that, like you said, as a fucking predator to laser target, try to date the other Allie. It's really gross.
In that scenario, the other universe would still exist, though, right?
Yeah.
The second universe.
So like he could go in the other universe. and he could still help out the scientist guy. Because that's the other thing too. Scientist guy's life isn't changed in Reality Prime. Allie's life isn't changed in Reality Prime, and Cal no longer has a best friend. So like, it's a net negative. The only person that is
in this movie,
the only person that is better off, if you could even say that, is Justin Hartley, because he's dating second universe Allie, and he's going to Alaska with no money. So it's like, okay.
Second universe Ally McBeal.
Like, what is this fucking what is the like the net negatives of his time travel is really bleak, and they don't make a point of it at all, because Justin Hartley is just so fucking selfish. He doesn't realize the damage he's done in his fucking wake.
Dude,
like,
he should be on Beerus's shit list, right? Beerus was mad about Bulma's time travel machine.
You are creating another better movie if we have Beerus versus Justin Hartley, the Asgardian.
I mean, is Justin Hartley a Super Saiyan? Is that what happened?
I think he might be. He's Super Saiyan God Asgardian Super Saiyan. I think that's the official level that he's at.
Dude.
That's why his hair doesn't change. He's got that Super Saiyan hair.
Exactly.
It's just static.
It doesn't change from the day you're born. If you're pure blood, he's a pure blood Saiyan.
Yeah. It's pure blood Asgardian Saiyan.
Right.
Super Saiyan.
So the thing that disturbs me about this film the most is usually movies they have a philosophy to them, or in the like romance movies and rom-coms and stuff usually have like a life lesson to be learned. Justin Hartley's
a moral to the story.
Yeah, Justin Hartley's lesson is whatever he wants to do, he can just fucking do it because he's Justin Hartley.
And he's smarter than the scientist who has spent his whole life developing time travel.
So, because think about everything that you just said, and that is treated like a moral, like a life lesson we should all live by at the end of the movie. Like, that's supposed to be a happy ending at the end of the movie.
The bleak consequences of what happened. Like, okay, Ron, think about this. Dude, the scientist in Universe Prime will forever know that there's another reality who has the life he wants. That will haunt him for fucking ever.
Yeah.
His life is ruined. He no longer gets to look at Asgardian Justin Hartley, so he doesn't have that going for him. And he knows that Justin Hartley is either fucking frozen in space or, actually succeeded in the mission and saved his future in the other reality. So there's this other reality scientist guy whose name I can never remember.
Goyer.
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough salt. He doesn't get enough iodine. Dr. Goyer.
There's the wouldn't that haunt you, knowing there's another version of you that has everything you want that didn't make the fatal mistake? Oh, also, holy fuck, this made me mad. You're gonna tell me that the time that he has to go back for the Twilight date thing is on the same day as the scientist thing, and they're not linked? Like, I thought for sure, because I was at this point doing the mental gymnastics you were, that Justin Hartley time traveling is what made the lab explode, and it was combined because that's a better fucking script. They're not related at all. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I really thought this might be like a Happy Death Day situation, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Dude, how is it on the same day and not connected? How is it not the culprit to the lab exploding?
Dude, no. There's another angle here.
Fuck.
That
made me so mad.
Dr. Goyer and Professor Hawkins.
Doctor another time.
Dr. another Professor Time. That could have been what was the Ant-Man and the Wasp? It could have been an Ant-Man and the Wasp situation where Professor Hawkins sabotaged Goyer because Goyer was going to do it and Hawkins was trying to do it. Like, there's this whole other thing they could have done.
All you have to do to make this movie better, writers, all you have to do to make this movie better is to have watched any other fucking time travel movie in the history of existence. and just do the same tropes because they always work because time travel.
It's already a romance movie. That's what they all do. They all do the same five tropes in every movie.
It fucking writes itself, and as long as it's interesting and the characters are good, I don't even care if you use the same tropes over and over again.
As long as all the characters are Cal, I'm fine.
Yeah, as long as we go to... Dude, if you went to another universe and this is all Cals, that's also a much better movie.
It's all Cals, but hot dog fingers.
It's all... Dude, yes. Yes. Now you're... Dude, I could have spent so much better time if I was just watching that movie again.
Oh, dude.
Man.
Fucking short round with the fanny pack.
The fucking rocks with googly eyes have more charisma than the main lady in this movie. Fucking god damn it. It's so excruciating. God damn it, dude.
Rocks with googly eyes. I forgot all about the rocks.
I'm gonna fucking create time travel to go talk to you for 40 seconds, realize, man, you're a fucking asshole, and I'm gonna go date the convenience store lady. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here.
The most disturbing thing about this movie is the fact that the writers are like, look, a lesson in life and love, when Justin Hartley's character is the most selfish Dr. Doom-like asshole.
Man. Dude, like, he also, like... The way you have a fucking moral to this movie, by the way, just make it fucking Twilight Zone at the end where he actually does fuck up reality because he's a selfish prick.
Dude.
Okay? There has to be consequences to this shit. This man can potentially break the universe. The scientist
and the Watcher's just gonna watch. Look at what happened to Doctor Strange.
The scientist mentions this very, very briefly, like, this is dangerous. You're messing with shit that's never been messed with before. You could potentially break reality. Like,
and he did, because after he time traveled, everything was sepia tone. It was fucked.
Yeah, man. Like, why are we gonna live in sepia tone now?
We're living in sepia tone, Jeff.
Yeah.
It wasn't my TV. Justin Hartley went back in time.
God damn it, man.
I thought it was my TV.
It's just really weird. It's just really weird. These guys, they love their Kevin Smith movies.
But not time travel movies.
I think they like time travel movies. They just have somehow never seen them, or they haven't seen one, and in the lead up to this,
they just put them on in the background a lot.
Cause like, to me, Ron, I don't know how like you would go about this, but if I was sitting down, if I got hired to like write this movie, what would your homework be? You're gonna watch some fucking time travel movies, right? And then you kind of like have it in the background of your mind, and then you kind of like gel with the genre for a while. And then you go and fucking write the movie, but it's like these fuckers had never seen one.
I'm going to be honest. I already know what I would do if I wrote this movie. I don't know how I would make it work because I'm not going to waste my time rewriting this movie. But I already know the concept.
You're not going to send yourself to another reality in sepia tone and then write the script again for them.
I live in my TV now.
Everything's blue.
It's so blue. So, Jeff. Think about it. If he time travels in, say, the middle of Act 2, you have talked about Twilight so much, and you have enough characters in play that instead of vampires and werewolves, you could have made it time-traveling Twilight. You could have done the romance loop with all these characters from Twilight in a fucking time travel sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You could have had Team Pirate Ninja and Team Dick Sporting Goods. And you could have had them going head to head with fucking Dr. Goiter and Professor Hawkman.
Now real quick, just so I can get my facts straight and my character list straight. Are we talking Dick Sporting Goods Prime or Dick Sporting Goods Sepia?
It would be Dick Sporting Goods Sepia.
Okay.
Versus
we've already
Pirate
created
Ninja
more
Prime.
rules and more like clear delineations in our universes than these writers did by fucking around and joking about this godforsaken movie. Were you also hoping this was gonna have a dark ending? By the way,
yes.
Like it would have sold it so much better if he just fucks up reality real bad. And when he walks outside and it's all bleak as shit looking outside, I was like, oh yes. he has fucked reality. No, he gets what he wants. He just didn't realize he didn't want the kaleidoscope. He wanted the other thing that the dude, nonchalantly just told you how the fucking movie was going to end 30 minutes ago.
In 2013, what would two kids be arguing over? It wouldn't be a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, I also thought he had fucked up reality at that point.
Kaleidoscopes were everywhere. they were a fucking hit in 2013 Sepia.
Man. Yeah. It's real fucking weird.
What's bleak is this movie?
Are kaleidoscopes even still made?
I don't know. Do kids even know what a kaleidoscope is?
It should have been
Let
like
us
a
know
fidget
in the comments below if you know what a kaleidoscope is.
Shouldn't have been like a fidget spinner. Wasn't that the thing around this time?
It would be a fidget spinner.
Wasn't that like the thing around this time?
Yes, it absolutely would be a fidget spinner, not a kaleidoscope.
It'd be a tech deck, the little like skateboard, mini skateboard things, like something. Was that like maybe that a little bit? What was it? What
that
year
was my time.
Twilight?
That was when I was a kid.
Well, it was my time too. So like the tech decks were a thing for a minute. So what was Twilight 2008?
Yeah, no, 13, right? Isn't that the whole point of the movie?
No, they're going back to when Twilight was released 5 years before, and Twilight was like 2008.
Oh, was it 2008? Okay, see, I get 2013 from 2018. The movie came out.
So that's why I was saying this movie was in development hell for 5 years and eventually released, because they say 5 years ago, which would have made the production 2013. Because they're going back in time 5 years to Twilight in 2008. So I think the shit was made in 2013, and I wish I could fact check it on Wikipedia, but someone went back in time to a different reality and fucking deleted the Wikipedia page, so I can't fact check anything. So
it was Justin Hartley. Yeah, so it turns out I don't have the ability, I don't think, to make a text channel. I was trying to make Pirate Ninja Prime and just have it pop up and see how long it took you to make it. But it turns out I also realized that Pirate Ninja is what fucking Mark Watney calls the unit of electrical power used by his solar panels in The Martian.
You know what's so funny? You mentioned The Martian. This was a thought that occurred to me as I was watching the second act of this movie.
That The Martian came out in 2015, so it was directly up against this movie.
No, what I was thinking was I don't want anyone explaining science to me that isn't Andy Weir. Because Andy Weir makes science interesting when he just explains what's going on, and these guys are not Andy Weir.
Well,
so I need them to stop talking about fucking science,
It's because he uses terms like Pirate Ninja. Yeah,
Goddamn. Oh, here's the thing. In The Martian.
Yeah.
The Aquaman joke.
Dude.
That's a joke.
That's a joke.
That's a joke that has the cadence of a joke that is a fucking joke, even though it's talking about a nerdy subject matter.
And
that is a Kevin Smith Clerks joke.
And
not the fucking Star Trek nonsense in this movie.
Not only is it bringing levity to a really dark situation, but it is also displaying the very thing they're talking about, because that comes up when they say, like, what could possibly be going through his mind. And it hard cuts to, why can Aquaman control whales? They're mammals. They're mammals.
Sense. Yeah.
That's a joke. It brings levity to that situation, but also that is his state of mind.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
That is how you do that type of joke.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you do that type of joke. Not so we're going to break down.
Not Cal wondering if he's gay or not.
We're not going to break down the science behind the phasers in Star Trek. These guys understand. This guy has spent, you want to know what, Ron? Maybe the scientist guy could have figured out time travel if he spent more time figuring out time travel instead of understanding how the phasers work in fucking Star Trek.
No, he just needed to watch more TV.
Then you wouldn't need Justin Hartley and his fucking History Channel science background to fix your fucking equation to make time travel work in an afternoon on a fucking legal pad.
Oh my God.
Oh, what is the little symbols he's drawing early on in the movie? Was that like supposed to be a different thing that they just forgot to edit out because it doesn't really turn out to be anything? Do you remember that?
I know the little glyphs he's making out of the dots that almost look like constellations or something.
Yeah, it's like he has this, like, they're making him out to almost be this like weird kind of Rain Man guy, but then he just ends up being a smart accountant who is really selfish. and doesn't actually have, space-time fucking powers.
God,
I don't know. It's like
goddamn
they
Stephen
forgot to
Hawking
edit
Pirate
that out.
Angel, dude.
It's like they forgot to edit that out because he was actually supposed to be this like inherent super god that isn't only, he doesn't only look like an Asgardian, but he's got like a fucking X-Man power. He's like the fucking what's the dude in X-Men that like creates like any type of like weapon or technology? Forge. He's like Forge for space-time travel. And they forgot to take that out because like he's on his fucking legal pad writing out these weird little glyphs and sigil things. They never talk about it again. And then at the end, it's not like he's using his little glyphs to figure out the equation. He's just literally copying the equation.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are the glyphs?
Okay.
What the fuck is that?
One thing that really bothered me and Chris both is the way he took the picture of the fucking equations.
How he has like 1/4 of the equation and somehow figures it out.
He has like 1/4 of the equation, and then the angle at which he's holding his phone. We're like, why? Are you posting this to Instagram? Like, what are you doing?
That's also part of my reasoning for thinking this was shot a lot earlier.
His iPhone 5?
His phone, dude.
It's the candy bar iPhone. It's the iPhone 5, right?
Yeah, hold on.
What year was the iPhone 5?
It is the 5? Yeah, iPhone 5.
Because I had that phone.
iPhone 5 release date.
Yeah, that's what I'm
2012. 2012.
Which, yeah.
We've solved it.
Exactly. So, 2012, they would be shooting. It would come out 2013, 5.
Except it didn't.
I said it didn't, but if it did, in another
Justin
time,
Hartley,
it could have.
In 2018, Justin Hartley went back 5 years and prevented another time from coming out because he realized how bad this movie was.
Then he had to go,
eventually,
then like the Flash, he had to go back in time and fix it to correct his career.
and then
like the
Justin
Flash
Hartley
saving
realized,
his mom.
And then Justin Hartley realized, see, Justin Hartley going back in time to prevent another time from happening actually learned a lesson and realized he broke reality by not letting this terrible movie he was in come out. So he let it come out for the greater good. Even at the personal cost of being associated for all time with another time.
Right. For all another time. I'm now realizing he wouldn't be a bad Wally West.
Yeah. I like Justin Hartley a lot. Dude.
I don't.
First of kudos to him. He does as good of a job as possible in this movie. Like
oh my God.
The writing in this is so painful. Dude, also, did you notice that this has some of the worst ADR you've ever seen in a movie?
Okay. So there was a point in the movie that Chris was like, is her mouth not in sync with what she's saying? But he is.
Is it when they're talking on the bench?
Yes, when they're talking on the bench
scene. Oh, dude.
And then
it's
it
so
happens
funny.
again later.
It's so funny. You can tell what happened if you guys go back and rewatch the scene. When they're on the bench, Aurora noticed there's goose sounds in the background at the beginning of the bench scene. And then when the ADR begins, the goose sound stops. So they axed all of the dialogue they recorded on set because of the goose sounds. And they re-recorded it in ADR and spent about 5 minutes trying to sync it because it is some of the worst dialogue matching I've ever seen in a movie.
They live in the Untitled Goose Game universe.
For real
this
though,
asshole
go
goose,
back
every time she opens her mouth.
Also a better movie. No, for
He's
real
just
though,
in the
go back.
bushes waiting for her to talk.
No, for real though, go back and watch the scene again before you guys go to bed
I'm
later
good.
tonight. Watch the scene again. You'll hear goose sounds, and then they cut to a wide shot. The ADR with the mismatched fucking looks like a goddamn kung fu movie without actually like sync dialogue.
It's what she was saying. The mouth works. It's just not in sync. It's the same
It's not
words.
in sync. Yeah, because they did a really bad job syncing it, especially on her end. Like, fuck. Yeah, but watch that again. It's really funny when you watch it in that context.
Oh my God, dude. This movie.
Yeah. It's something else, man. I didn't expect to get this angry over another time, but I did.
For a whole lot of nothing. There's just this movie everything that we're really arguing about kind of happens at the end. Like, there's nothing that happens in the first hour and 20 minutes of this movie.
I feel like he's in that science shed in Arizona for an hour and a half alone of them just talking about nothing. And then
my next base of Subnautica is going to be the science shed.
The science shed. God damn it.
Oh, that's amazing. The Pirate Angel Science Shed.
That is a better name for this movie than Another Time. They could have gone with that, dude.
The Pass, the Pirate Angel Science Shed.
Yes.
Well, I'll meet you at the Pass.
They also, Ron, I just realized, like,
yes,
they tell you what's going to happen in the movie because of who's on the poster. They have.
Did you see the tagline?
They have his consolation prize girlfriend on the poster when she's in the movie for all of 4 minutes and shouldn't be on the poster. But since she is, you know at that point that she's ended up actually being the girlfriend, because otherwise, why would she be on the poster?
Yeah. And dude,
that sucks.
Their entire moral of the story is on the poster. Reinvent the world for love. This got to be one of the most selfish things I've ever seen or heard of.
Let's see. I think I might be seeing a different poster. Send me the one that you're looking at, because I don't see the
one on
tagline
IMDb. Let's see.
Oh, the one that really looks like Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, the one that I used. What text channel are we in? Grudge Juno? Here. I put it in Grudge Juno because that was a better movie.
Yeah.
It has the Doctor Who straight up stolen from Doctor Who, the Peter Capaldi run, the gears and stuff on the outside of the screen, and then in the heart is the watch face spiraling in, and then underneath that, reinvent the world for love.
Yeah, except these guys have never seen a single Doctor Who episode in the history of their life.
Because even the worst Doctor Who episodes are written so much better than this movie.
Yeah.
You hear me, Scott Kennard and Thomas Hennessy?
Oh, yeah, we never even talked about
we never talked about the cast. There's no need.
I guess you have to have written a script to actually be like attributed the writing and and direction part of the page on IMDb, I think.
I had to turn on writer credits on IMDb to look at them for this guy. For Thomas Hennessy, it defaulted to cinematographer, director, and camera and electrical. He's written,
have we even talked about how
poorly this is shot?
This looks like it was made in 1998. In a shoestring budget in 1998 on like Cinemax.
The iPhone 5s that they shot this on were not up to the task.
They were not. They were not.
Yeah, What We Can't Have, Another Time, and a short called Best Day is all he's written.
Also,
Scott Kennard is same stuff.
Not only does this movie have some of the worst ADR I've ever seen, I was constantly having to change the volume because they don't have like consistent volume throughout as far as like the conversations. Like,
okay, I kept telling Chris, I'm like, is the movie getting quieter? And I would have to turn it up, and I'd be like, fuck, why is it so loud? And turn it down, and then it would start getting quieter again. And a lot of it was on Chriselle Strudel's fucking lines. Anytime she spoke, it would get so soft. It's like they had one boom mic and it was hovering over Justin Hartley because the boom mic operator couldn't stop staring at him like he was goddamn Wolverine without his shirt.
Well, it's because he's not a dude; he's a man. Like, I mean, can you blame him? No. But for real though, they also had no compression with the audio.
Oh,
because anytime you're within a scene, even when you level your TV to be able to hear a scene at the appropriate volume, if anyone is speaking softly in the scene, you cannot hear what they say. It's so like soft, it's non-existent.
So, add to this, we had a stutter in our video. That every few minutes the whole video would jerk to the right and then be centered again.
See, that was Justin Hartley going back to different reality every time. And that was the glitch in the Matrix you saw.
Chris was like, yeah, that's your streaming service, because Amazon Prime, when I watched it there, it didn't do this because she watched it years ago on Amazon Prime. I was watching it on Hoopla because it's free. And I feel like
Well played.
I feel like I got the nominal experience. I feel like I got exactly what you would expect.
I watched this on Amazon Prime Video, and the audio and everything, I didn't have that stutter thing happen, but the audio was just as bad.
Was
so
all
it's
over
the
the
mix
place.
of it's the mix of the movie. I was having to change pretty much every time there was an establishing shot in this movie.
Which,
I would
by the
have to
way,
then change the volume to fix the volume for the current scene.
By the way, this is a 2018/2013 movie still using establishing shots. By the way,
Yeah, I mean,
something
like,
we've primarily stopped doing.
yeah, like they still happen, but like these are
They
like
disguise them better now.
These are like 1980s sitcom establishing shots, pretty much. Like
This is outside of Al Bundy's house, but it's
yeah,
fucking John Goodman's compound in Arizona.
yeah.
Also, I do love that piece of shit truck would not start. That was amazing. And
That was pretty good.
I thought that when that truck didn't start, I'm like, shit, he's going to miss his chance with her. He's going to miss getting the document to the scientist, and history is going to repeat itself because there is a theory that time will protect itself. Time will not allow you to change it.
Because of the constants, and it's like if you just change it,
Yes,
you try to change it, the same thing will happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there's a theory that the reason you cannot have a paradox is because the universe does not allow a paradox to happen. So you could never go back in time and change the event. You can only witness. You might be able to change things that didn't matter, but you cannot change things that do.
See, that's okay.
And
You
I
have-
just knew
if you're-
he was going to be late. The guy made a point. You would have plenty of time to do that and then get there. And then the truck didn't work and he had to walk. And I'm like, here we go. It's starting. Everything is now fucked.
Also, the fuck? How did the scientist guy not know that the truck wasn't gonna work? Because isn't he still talking about how he's still fucking fixing it in the present?
Yes. 5 years later.
So the scientist guy trolled him, dude. He was like, "Fuck you, fucking Asgardian guy." You're, like, I just told you 10 minutes ago that I've been
I'm going to
fixing
send you
this
the
truck
fucking
for
void
years,
of space.
but you weren't fucking paying attention because I just told you the truck isn't gonna fucking work. And he goes out and tries, and shocker, the truck doesn't work. and I thought at that point, what was gonna happen? So okay, what I thought was gonna happen is because the truck didn't start, he wasn't gonna be able to make it to the Twilight thing, but he was gonna, for the first time in his life, not be a selfish piece of shit and just worry about the scientist guy. He's got time to choose one thing, and he's gonna help out the scientist guy, and he's gonna miss his chance. But you know what? He still does the Twilight girl first. I'm just like, you're such an asshole, Justin Hartley.
Yeah.
You're lucky you're so pretty, man. Because you're a fucking
I
dick.
like how this all of a sudden became an assault on Justin Hartley himself. You're such a fucking prick.
Go back to This Is Us, you asshole.
This was us. This could have been us, you asshole.
God damn it, dude. But what does he do? He gets in the car with Cal.
Who would?
The most solid bro in the universe. Man just drove 6 hours to go pick up fucking asshole Asgardian in the middle of Arizona out of the science shed. And
No, he picked him up at the
the convenience store.
at
The scene of
Alley's.
the scene of the future crime when he kidnaps her to take her to the Northern Lights.
But or the Northern Lights, just the Rainbow Bridge where he goes back to Asgard.
Maybe. I don't know. Dude.
I don't
but like
fucking know.
I thought
anymore.
he was gonna, like, the rest of the movie was gonna play out. To your point, they have the time travel happen, and there's like 9 minutes left of movie, so you can't even do any of the interesting shit.
What was
because you
supposed to
spent
be
so much
interesting was the journey to get here, and it was not.
The journey was them babbling about their History Channel science in their shed for 45 minutes, talking about Star Trek phasers.
And what was
I'm
really
just like,
funny when he said
can we
step
have the
one
time
was
travel, please?
when he said step one was to clean up the lab, and the dude literally moves a whiteboard, and Justin Hartley literally moves a single box, and then they're done. They just wash their hands of it.
Fucking hell, dude.
Oh my god!
But yeah, like, you actually could have had character development because he has to choose at this point. Is he going to do the selfish thing of worrying about fucking what do we say second reality was called? Oh, sepia. Yeah, sepia strudel lady. Yeah, we're gonna go back. I don't have time to fuck. I don't have time to date toaster strudel at Twilight. I gotta help the scientist bro that I've known for 5 minutes just to finally do something that's actually not selfish. But no, he's a selfish asshole again. He gets bored of the lady who he obviously has no charisma with because he's never met, and his whole thinking, by the way, of like just thinking this is gonna work out is also really selfish because he's just like this is gonna work out because this is gonna work out because I am the main character, motherfucker. I am Justin fucking Hartley. I am This Is Us. I'm gonna go to this other reality, and this is gonna work out perfectly.
This
for me.
fucking will be us.
And if it doesn't work out for me, I'm just gonna kidnap convenience store lady because I got this shit figured out.
I got a roll of duct tape in the car, some rope, and this is gonna. The final scene of the movie when he shows up in some of the Northern Lights is just him putting down on the counter a rope and some duct tape and everything, and pulling out his wallet to pay for it while they're talking about Alaska.
You came for the Northern Lights and you stayed for the Justin fucking Hartley. God damn it, dude!
This movie. I didn't think I was going to end up as mad at this movie as I was until we started talking about it.
It is the laziness and the audacity to have a time travel movie that has no time travel rules and spends 9 minutes of screen time doing the time travel
for nothing,
and then has no consequences.
There's no consequences and no payoff.
How do you not flash back to the people on the Prime universe and show at least a little bit of the pathos that, like, scientist guy is forever depressed, Ali Prime forever depressed, and his fucking bro Cal no longer has Prime Asgardian Justin Hartley to hang out with. They're all sad, dude.
They're poor.
All sad.
He's probably poor because fucking Pirate Angel did not leave him a dime of that fortune of his.
Yeah, he told him that he was gonna fucking Venmo him that money later, and he just never fucking did it.
It turns out in the Sepia universe, they don't have internet on their iPhones.
Man, they don't have internet on their iPhones, and they all have hot dog fingers, and that is the Twilight Zone ending. There was time now. There was time. Oh no. Okay. I think I've spent yelling about this fucking movie.
The only thing that could have redeemed this movie for me.
There was only one thing that needed to happen for this to be redeemed, because I think I need more than just one thing.
Only one thing. And that is right just before the credits. We go back to Universe Prime, right, as the MCU calls it, the sacred timeline. We go to Cal, and Cal, out of his fanny pack, pulls out a thing of chapstick and eats it, and then it goes to credits. That's the only thing that would have redeemed this.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh my god,
man! They really did just like rip off that Capaldi thing from the poster, didn't they? Because that is very, isn't that like the confession dial, pretty much?
Well, yeah. Go watch the opening to Peter Capaldi's run of Doctor Who, and then come back and look at this poster. It's identical. Identical.
Also, why isn't it on the poster kaleidoscope theme? Doesn't that make more fucking sense since it's such a, like a point in the movie?
Yeah, you would think.
Can we just do that?
It should have been a kaleidoscope fidget spinner.
How also better title for the movie. How funny was the Comic Sans font for the opening credits, by the way? I really enjoyed that. They did that in about 8 minutes.
This movie is
in
so
Photoshop.
lazy. They even named their main character Lazy.
Yeah, what is that? What is it, Lassiter? Is that
I don't know.
That's not a name. Just use a fucking name. And if it's not going to be a name that's like it's a reference to something that I don't fucking understand. And if you want to be like that coy about it, why aren't they like name callbacks? Oh, they can't do name callbacks to other time travel shit because they've never fucking seen any time travel movies, man.
Yeah, and then
I don't know any other names to like make reference to.
I really feel like the name Julia Proctor is like Julia from 1984, do it to Julia, and then Proctor, like the word proctor, but that doesn't even work. Someone who supervises or monitors. So
I don't know.
I don't
I got nothing,
fucking
man.
know. An officer, usually one of two at certain universities appointed annually, having mainly disciplinary functions. Oh, mommy. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude.
I got nothing, man.
We've got Proctor. We've got Lazyter. Fucking Cal is Cal, man. He's so cool. He's just got one name. We got Dr. Goiter. We've got fucking Jake McLaughlin here as goddamn Dick Sporting Goods. And then we got Professor Hawkeye back here. Like, I don't know.
It was also really funny. Aurora made mention
the
of
bartender is the writer and director. Thomas Hennessy, yes.
Wait, which Thomas
Hennessy.
With him hanging out with Cal at the bar at the. Oh, okay. I forgot.
We don't take now Skeeter. Now Cal.
But I was gonna say that was Aurora thought it was really funny how in the scene when he's talking to the professor that tells him that scientist guy was like fired and shit, they kept cutting back. The shots of people being positioned in a conversation are some of the like most hilarious things I've ever seen. Because like that whole conversation with him talking to the first professor he talks to, after he's assaulted by the security guard guy, is constantly showing like the top of his head.
Yeah.
Super zoomed up behind his head. And it's just like, why aren't you just showing him as part of the scene or not at all? Why is the coverage in that moment of Justin Hartley including the top part of his head as like a third of your frame? It's so amateur, dude.
Yeah.
It's just like, y'all needed like, at the very least, when people are like starting out, like Ron, if you're starting out and you're making your shoestring fucking budget movie, if you're like first time directors and shit, you have to go out of your way to get some like established people that know how to do the cinematography, or like you got to get some help to make it look professional.
He is a cinematographer. That's the thing.
It's crazy. Like you'd think it would
Thomas
work, but
Hennessy he's the writer and director, and he is a cinematographer first and foremost.
Yeah.
He was, God damn it, he was a cinematographer on Attack of the Meth Gator. Jeff?
Also a better name for this movie.
Yeah, and Baked with a Kiss and Jurassic Domination. I think I rented that once.
We have time travel at home.
Exactly. Yeah, the Blue Beetle, Ted Cord Returns, 7 episodes. He was a cinematographer on that. He is a cinematographer, and this movie is so poorly shot.
I honestly love it because it's so funny to watch just like these like crazy like terrible shot constructions.
Let me see something real quick before we get out of here.
Also, we didn't talk about it. The music is really funny.
Oh my god,
the music is
so
like
comical.
trying to be. The music is like trying to be like
gravitas,
90s drama. The way that they use kind of like these kind of folksy alternative songs for their soundtracks in like the late 90s. It does not fucking work. So they have a different guy doing the cinematography for this. So like, if you're the director and you've been a cinematographer, how do you not go tell the guy like, hey, you're doing it wrong, man?
Because he's like, oh, why didn't I think of this?
By the way, Thomas Hennessy, also the editor, if we didn't mention that. So.
No, they didn't have really an editor. I saw this movie. There was no editing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm about done here.
Oh, I've been done, dude. Like,
I was done the moment I turned it on.
How do you spend 9 minutes with time travel? Come on, man.
In your time travel movie?
That's the whole point, dude. That's when the movie becomes fun.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a trailer running on the IMDb page for a much better movie that has the girl from Transformers and Jessica Jones with Cal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've been watching this trailer forever, waiting for the goddamn name to pop up, because if I click on it, the audio is going to end up in our recording, and I'm trying not to figure out what it is. But it is a far better movie involving ghosts. It's very much what is that? Oh fuck, this guy. What is that? What's that game where you have the it almost came to me. You have the camera and you're walking around. It's got like tank controls, like PlayStation 2 era. You have that
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame. It's got a very Fatal Frame vibe to it.
See, now you're speaking my language. Is it not just my last point for this movie? Is it not weird to you that because of like the one cool element, which was the needing to account for the positioning of space in the time travel element, so you can tell they've spent a lot of time, and because of how much time they try to incorporate scientific fact in this, that for the consequences of time travel to not be a plot point is also just like so counterintuitive. Because like you'd think that'd be like all they care about.
Right.
They're writing this movie to get to the consequences of time travel, and then just to not have that be an element at all, because the movie just ends with so little time spent actually doing the time traveling. Is that also like really weird to you? It's like,
yeah, it
doesn't equate.
It really feels like they did. I don't know. There's a point in this movie where it really feels like they just changed teams,
perspectives.
Yeah, like I don't know,
Yeah.
like they fired everyone and got a new team. The name of that movie is Shudder.
I wonder if I've seen that. Sounds familiar.
Well, this isn't the same Shudder. Shudder. Here's here it is, Rachel Taylor. That's the girl from Transformers and Jessica Jones. And if I'm not mistaken, this guy has been on our show.
Which guy?
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, no. I'm thinking of, well, kind of. I talked about a movie he was in. Joshua Jackson. I'm sorry, Joshua Jackson.
The guy from Fringe and Mighty Ducks.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I was thinking about one of the werewolf movies I talked about that I went and watched and then did a book report on, but didn't actually have on the show. Yeah, it's called Shudder. Newly married couple discovers disturbing ghostly images and photographs they develop after a tragic accident. Fearing the manifestations may be connected, they investigate and learn some mysteries are better left unsolved. Interesting.
I feel like I've seen this, but I can't say it for sure because it came out in
this trailer.
2008.
Executive producers of The Ring and The Grudge. 2008. Yeah, this trailer was playing on the Another Time IMDb page because Cal's in it.
Yeah, and it was the same. Like
I'm adding this to my watch list. Yeah.
This was the same time I was watching a shit ton of horror movies just because I had free time back then.
Well, it's J-horror too. The first one I pulled up was the Japanese one. So this is like a remake of a Japanese one, just like Grudge and everything else.
Yeah, they were remaking every fucking J-horror thing back then after the success of The Ring. They were just like greenlighting everything.
What came up when I was typing though was Shutter Island, which is a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
So, speaking of good movies, I'm sure we're not about to watch one.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because our next movie selection comes courtesy of Soapy, and I shit you not, he picked Shutter Island as the next movie.
Did he really?
He really did. So nice segue.
Oh my goodness, dude, that's a good movie.
You did like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon into like predicting what the next movie was going to be.
Dude,
so,
that is, I just looked at it. That is literally in my movies to cover on the podcast list. I am now taking it off and adding it to the Screenplay Rewind list.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's what we're going to be covering next.
Oh, this is such a good movie.
Yeah, I like Shutter Island a lot too. I have not seen it since it came out, so I have forgotten pretty much everything except the ending.
Dude, all of our favorite people's in this. Elias Cody is Ted Levine, Jackie Earle Haley, Max von Sydow, Ben Kingsley, Mark Ruffalo. I couldn't think of his name earlier. Leonardo DiCaprio, I go back and forth on, but he's good. Martin Scorsese.
I feel like some of Leo's best stuff is with, because isn't Shutter Island Scorsese?
Yes.
I feel like some of his absolute best stuff is with Scorsese, because I also don't always like DiCaprio, but when he's working with Scorsese, they have such a good relationship that like he usually brings his best material to me.
Yeah. This is
so,
to you personally. He
yes.
brings it right to you, hand delivers it.
Yeah, he hand delivers it.
Took you a minute, didn't it? It's getting
Sorry,
late.
Sorry, I'm looking at the Another Time poster and just getting lost in Justin Hartley's eyes. So I can only concentrate so much. He's like, I'm gonna take you to the Northern Lights, but I'm so beautiful you won't even be able to turn away from me.
And I don't know what this picture of Allie is on this poster either, because that's not what she looks like in the movie.
Yeah, it was.
She's got the same eye makeup, but her hair was different, and she's almost in like a business dress. Like they would have all three been in the same office.
Well,
she's like wearing a blouse and not a shirt.
They probably just photoshopped it from her fucking Instagram or something in 2018 when they had to scrap shit together to make this movie come out in its completed state because it wasn't supposed to come out.
My favorite thing that I've ever done, by the way. I sent this to you in Grudge Juno. So the thing immediately above it is fucking Immortan Joe getting his face ripped out. And then right under it is the Another Time poster.
I didn't, and then the most frightening thing in this channel is still the Another Time poster.
Still the Another Time poster.
I didn't even notice that, man. Shit. Fucking Shutter Island is available for streaming on Peacock and can be rented through Amazon and Apple for the usual prices. It's actually for purchase as 4K on Apple for $6.99. I might just buy it. I might just buy Shutter Island to have it on 4K on Apple because I did like Shutter Island.
It's a good movie.
Have you watched it recently,
Nope.
or have you also only seen it like back when it came out?
I saw it back when it came out, and then I watched it one other time a few years later.
Okay.
It's been a solid 10 years since I've seen this movie.
Yeah. So
this movie's 15 years old.
Yeah, it'll be a
pretty fresh,
mostly fresh watch.
I'm sure it'll come back to me as I'm watching it, but yeah, it's
cool movie.
This is a really cool movie, and
so yeah,
it actually pairs well. I hate this came out in Friends and Family Month because had you picked this, I have the perfect pairing to go with it on my list. Also,
is it Another Time?
It was. It was actually. It was
pairing?
Another Time. No, Ben Kingsley's in that movie also. Let's see if I can pull up the name of it real quick. As I think I know what it is. God damn, I cannot navigate IMDb today. I'll know it as soon as I saw it because Spielberg. Almost there. Dragonheart 3. What? Did you know there was a Stonehurst Asylum?
I'm not familiar with that. I don't think
it came out 4 years after Shutter Island, and it would be a really good pairing. Really good double feature, I think. Here, I'm going to send you the IMDb link to it in Grudge Juno. It's got a hell of a cast, if nothing else. Brendan Gleeson, David Thewlis, Kate Beckinsale, Jim Sturgis, Jason Fleming, Michael Caine.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Writers: Edgar Allan Poe. I didn't know he was still around, but it turns out. But I really think these two. Stonehurst Asylum is considered to be derivative of a lot of things, but I mean, then that doesn't make it bad.
Yeah, exactly. I think I will have a more detailed thing from Soapy as far as like what led to him selecting this for the show that we'll talk about actually in the episode. But what he did say is Shutter Island is one of his absolute favorite movies, and he says it's one of those that because of the way it's like constructed that you like it and find more stuff to appreciate each time you watch it.
Yeah, I believe that was my experience the second viewing.
So I just saw it the one time, so I think kind of like knowing what's going on going in will make it even better. So I'm excited to check it out again.
Real fast, the before we close out, I got two things from Cris. The first one was she picked this movie because it sucks. She watched it on Amazon Prime and it sucks, and that's why she picked it.
Did she watch this just because she liked Justin Hartley and This Is Us?
I don't.
Like what?
I don't think she even. I don't even think This Is Us was a thing yet.
Because like, how did she find this? Because this was pretty fucking obscure.
I think she was just scrolling through Amazon Prime. I don't know.
Just scrolling. That makes sense.
It was years ago. We haven't had Amazon Prime in a long time. But the other
I like how she's been holding this like ace in the hole. Just
well, she couldn't remember the name of it. She had to look it up. So,
maybe that's how it got lost in development over 5 years. They couldn't remember what the fucking name of the movie was. They're just like, hey, weren't we supposed to release something, man?
I just
the
got
name
this
of that
thing in the back
movie?
of my mind. I feel like we should have been doing something.
What was that movie we spent 8 hours writing in total?
Wait, really? We got nothing in the can? I thought there was something. The other thing was she wanted to know if we thought which one was better or which one was worse, depending on how you want to look at it. Is this better than Twilight?
No.
I don't think it is. I think I
It's
enjoy
not.
watching it more than Twilight, but Twilight actually has a structure and a premise, and while none of it's good, it is written and edited and polished.
I wouldn't go that far.
I didn't say it was done well. I just said it was done.
Because like I think polish is a strong word, because like those bits of CGI and special effects are pretty rough in Twilight.
Okay, an attempt to polish was made.
You know what? I would rather watch Twilight because I have no investment in that genre.
What does time
That kind of
travel
like-
you do?
I have a lot of investment in time travel movies because I just fucking love time travel movies. And for them to be so lazy about not implementing any of the rules, any of the tropes,
Any of the science?
and pretending like you give a shit about the science and then not incorporating any of the structure behind what you're actually doing. Like, they spend more time talking about dark matter than talking about time travel, which is weird. It's like,
and they're talking about it all wrong.
and like you said, like they're talking about it incorrectly at the beginning. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man? It's like
A major portion of the movie depends on it.
it's real weird. It's real weird. So I would rather watch Twilight. Also, Twilight is more fun to make fun of.
It's true. There's actually
like-
something there to make fun of, whereas this movie,
Yeah.
there's just nothing. Nothing is happening, and nothing is going to happen. Nothing ever will happen, no matter which universe you're in, it turns out.
Twilight is bad, but at least it has pacing. You know, like it has some pacing to it. Like shit occasionally happens. It's like, you know, say what you will with the tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos.
If you look at the poster that I sent you for Another Time, all three of them had this smug look on their face, like you have no idea what you're getting into if you watch this movie.
Our movie doesn't have a third act. Joke's on you, bitch.
If you think about it, it's kind of got 4 acts, and none of them amount to a goddamn hill of beans.
I need. Okay, here's the sequel idea. Okay.
Oh boy.
Here's the sequel idea.
The Other Time.
Another time again.
The search for some money.
Cal wants his boy back. He's like, man, life's not worth living. I can't stare into Justin Hartley's Asgardian eyes. So Cal hunts down Science Shed guy. He's like, send me there. And then you have a love triangle with Justin Hartley, Northern Lights girl, and Cal. Much better movie.
No. At the end of the movie, they become a throuple.
Yes.
That
They are a polygamous couple with Cal in Alaska, and that's the ending of the movie. Better, superior third act. Not gonna lie.
Oh god damn it, Jeff! Let's get out of here.
Pretty much, if you just make Cal the main character, it's an improvement.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, I didn't expect to say that after the first 5 minutes of Cal, but it's what I fucking firmly believe after watching that movie.
I was just like, oh no, we have a cow, Jeff. We have a cow.
Fucking hell, dude.
This movie has cows. It's like Twister,
Okay.
but it's cow. We've got cows.
But by the way, fantastic pick, Chris, because this was excruciating, and I expect nothing less than Friends and Family Month to be excruciating for at least half of it, if not all of it. So yeah, Shutter Island next week though. That'd be pretty
Oh
fun.
man, I cannot wait.
But then you know what is lurking in the shadows is Bobby's pick later on
Just
it's
like
gonna
all
be
the ghosts in
terrible.
that Shudder trailer I just watched while we were
It's go-
talking about a different movie.
It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough. And
It's probably gonna be a really funny recording because I feel like some of our best material has been the absolute dumpster fires that have come via Friends and Family Month. But
yeah, I'm curious what
I'm
Aurora's
not
gonna
looking
do
for-
because she usually picks stuff she likes. She's usually
Yeah.
not too mean. We had that Barbie movie, but it actually wasn't bad. It was just disappointing because there's like so much potential for that franchise.
You know what's funny is that Barbie movie is a Scorsese film compared to Another Time.
It really is.
Like-
That Barbie
like
movie
it-
is done so much better.
It has character development and like a third act. That's pretty cool. You know, when your movie has a third act, I appreciate that.
That's longer than 10 minutes. It was 15 minutes
Reaper-
left, of which like 3.5 were credits.
You know, Ron, I want to bring forward the very, very like crazy new concept of like repercussions for character decisions. Isn't that a wild concept?
Could you imagine?
Maybe they should have incorporated that. Nah.
Meh.
Nah.
It would
It's
then
okay.
be the masterpiece that it is.
Yeah. This has been Another Time. Great time. Not while watching the movie, but while talking about the movie.
And it
pretty
will
well.
not happen one more time.
Yeah.
So,
Was that? It made me think of that fucking what is the Spaceballs code of like we at last we meet for the first time for the last time. That's what I'm fucking thinking as I'm queuing up goddamn Another Time on fucking Prime Video, dude. Fucking hell. If you would like to follow the show more, which why wouldn't you? After, you know,
Hey, this
What
is
just
one of our
occurred?
best episodes, I think.
I think it was. Man, we got down to the nitty gritty of the fucking movie quickly. Like we couldn't wait to talk about it. Usually we dick around. We skipped the Q&A section at first
Yeah.
just to talk about Another Time. Man, we were invested.
We had to go back in time 5 years and
We
then wait
did.
for our opportunity to do the Q&A.
Yeah, we had to go back in time and record the podcast on our iPhone 5s.
Yep.
And edit it that way too. Yeah. But if you would like to follow the show more, we are on Twitter at SPR Filmcast, where you can follow us for show updates. Any ratings or reviews on whichever platform you found us on always helps us out. If you did find us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the new subscriptions of the last few weeks and everything. And share us out to your friends because I feel like Friends and Family Month is a good jumping on point because I feel
Yes.
like you get more of you and I being just kind of crazy about the reactions, especially when it's bad. Like
Yeah.
if you go back and listen to like the Battlefield Earth stuff or like The Last Airbender, it's more of just like raw reactions from you and me and like really, really just shit talking the incompetence that like I feel like if you look back on our podcast over the years, the thing that really pisses us off the most is like the laziness factor. It's like if you make a bad movie but you're trying, I can respect it. You know, you fucking tried, it didn't work out.
Yeah, as
But
long as
when
it
you
has
don't
the
even put
components
forward-
of a movie, you know.
And when you don't even put forward the effort to write a fucking third act.
When your protagonist's name has lazy in it, like, come on.
when you can't even be bothered to like do research into the genre you're making a movie of, that is when it's like a bridge too far for me.
It really feels
you.
like it became a time travel movie later.
You think so?
I
I could actually see that.
It feels like it started out one thing because even the poster, like I said, the three of them look like they belong in the same office together. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it became a time travel movie later, and then like, oh shit, we forgot one of the characters, and they squeezed her in at the end at a convenience store.
I scrolled back up in our Discord and saw the Immortan Joe image again, and that is what I wanted to do to myself as they were talking about Star Trek and Star Wars in Another Time. I would rather just be Immortan Joe on the side of a fucking truck than listen to them talk about goddamn phasers again. Shut the fuck up, man. I don't care about the fucking photons and goddamn shit in the fucking Star Trek phasers. You missed the assignment. You missed the assignment, man.
God damn
And stop fucking quoting Kevin Smith movies so much. You have no idea what you even liked about them. And I can tell. God damn it, dude. Okay, enough of the fucking Another Time bullshit. Did you have any other final thoughts before we officially sign off?
Nope, just that this episode, typically these are shorter, has now gone on longer than the movie did.
about.
We've been talking about the movie the whole time.
To be fair, we came up with the third act for them multiple times, which they didn't bother to do in the fucking first place.
We wrote a better movie throughout the course of this podcast in 2 hours.
Run. We wrote several better movies in this time than they did.
Pirate Angel Prime all the way.
Every time they had a plot element come up, Ron was over there like actually incorporating what could have been like a better possibility with what they were talking about.
Basically,
on screen.
I was just waiting for the movie to get better.
You were waiting for the movie to begin. That's what was happening. You spent a lot of time waiting for the movie to begin, and it begins with 9 minutes left, and then nothing matters with what happened.
Yep.
So have fucking fun.
The moral of the story, is that nothing fucking mattered.
Yeah, it did not. Fuck your best friend you know for 15 years. You know, fuck your scientist, bro.
Everything you've worked your whole life for.
You've been working your ass off for this money that you say you want for the future. Probably didn't even remember to give it to scientist, bro. So he's still poor and is in more debt because of the scientist, shed stuff that you created. I don't know. Sucks for them. Fuck those guys, though. I got my convenience store date.
I got my Chevy Cobalt.
We're chilling, dude.
Oh,
it's fine.
That poor girl.
Let's get out of here. Just subjected to the kidnapping, never to return. That's pretty much what Friends and Family what feels like, is being kidnapped by Justin Hartley. And on that note, have a good night, everybody. Dude, you broke my brain when you mentioned Shutter Island randomly.
That's what you did to me, bringing up Big Lebowski. I was like, shit, is Jeff Justin Hartley?
No, I'm not that pretty.
That implies that you think you are pretty, though.
I mean...
No, I'm not that pretty.
Yeah.
That was doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
I mean, I am a sociopath, but I'm not gonna kidnap you and take you to Alaska.
Whoa! How? But I want to see the Northern Lights. Oh god!
Fucking Christ!